Welcome to Ignis Pathology class. Today we will take a very important and you can say the practical aspect of igneous rocks, that is the texture classification of igneous rocks. Once we see the texture, it means as far as igneous rocks are concerned, the texture is the size, shape and the mutual relations of mineral constituents and glassy matter in a rock made up of uniform aggregate. So on that aspect, the texture classification of igneous rocks as such, the category first is the pheneritic. The term pheneritic is used when we can identify the crystals with naked eye, and this is characteristic of your plutonic or say the intrusive igneous rocks. For means pheneritic, when we say if a rock is having crystalline nature and that crystalline nature is identified with naked eye, that will be called your pheneritic or having the pheneritic texture. The second just opposite of it is the aphanetic. Once we use the term aphanetic, it means the crystals are too small for naked eye to visualize. Means the rock is in crystalline state, but we cannot identify that crystalline state with our naked eyes. We have to take the help of or aid of a microscope. And this is characteristic of your volcanic rocks or extrusive rocks. So these two terms are very simple but very important to understand, pheneritic and aphanetic. Means in both the cases the rock is in the crystalline state, but in pheneritic, if we can identify the crystalline state with our naked eyes, such rocks will be called pheneritic rocks. For example, your granite, granodiorite, diorite, syenite, gabbro, such rocks. Whereas a rock is in crystalline state, but we cannot identify the crystalline state with naked eyes, and we have to take the help of the microscope. Naturally, that is aphanetic, and it is a characteristic of your volcanic or extrusive rocks. Example, you can take rhyolite, dacite, trachyte, basalt. These rocks will have the aphanetic texture. The third category is the porphyritic. This porphyritic texture is characteristic of your hypobasal rocks. Means a rock is composed of two different dominant grain size. Large crystals, they are called the phenocryst, and small, that is called the ground mass. Now this porphyritic texture is characteristic of your rocks, of your hypobasal rocks. The hypobasal rocks, they are formed at least at two different sites or at two different depths. First, the large crystals are formed at depth. Later on, this magma along with these crystals is uplifted, and there the remaining liquid crystal is fine grained. Naturally, in present day we will see in the rock there are two different grain sizes. So this porphyritic texture is characteristic of your hypobasal rocks, and the term porphyritic is prefixed before the name of the plutonic or hypobasal rocks. For example, porphyritic granite means that granite will have at least two different grain sizes, right? The porphyritic, your say basalt, naturally again different grain sizes in your that rock that will be having labradorite and pyroxene in their composition. So that is porphyritic. The next is your rock that is fragmental. Fragmental texture is composed of disaggregated igneous material, pyroclastics. Pyroclastic, these rocks means when there is a volcanism, the that is there are, you can say, clasts, or you can say the fragments, they are erupted and they get deposited, and there is hardly any difference between that sedimentary and that igneous nature. Your breccia, then your that breccia is, they are igneous also, they are metamorphic also. So these fragmental texture means they composed of the disaggregated igneous material, that is the pyroclastic rocks, tuff, right? Now this fragmental texture, because when there is you can say blast or violent volcanism, in that there are solid particles, liquid particles and the gaseous particles. These solid particles that rejected out, they get deposited, and there is in form of your tuff or breccia, tuff, or you can say that uh, breccia, volcanic breccia, such they are deposited and they have the fragmental texture. Now coming to your pegmatitic texture. Now pegmatitic texture is, you all know that is a very large, means they are, you can say, centimeter to tens of centimeter. Means in igneous rocks we all know that the grain size, the ratio is 1 is to 1000. Means the grains are so small that even you miss under microscope, and the grains are as large as you cannot take in your arms. So the pegmatic texture, once we say, means they are large, very large, centimeter to 10 centimeters, slowly cooled, forms veins or layers within the plutonic body. So that is pegmatitic. Means the character pegmatitic means they are extremely large grain sized igneous rocks. The next is then glassy. Glassy is non-crystalline or say zero grain size. Cools very fast. And the examples you all know that the obsidian, pitch stone, right? So this is a glassy, means they are non-crystalline. They are solid, but no, they are not crystalline. Just like your chalk. What we use on the board, the chalk, that is solid, but that is not crystalline. That is amorphous. That is glassy, or having zero grain size. Similarly, in the igneous rocks, the rock when it is a non-crystalline, that means that rock has cooled very fast, right? That is your obsidian. The next category is vesiculars. This vesicular means there are the vesicles, holes, pores, cavities forms as gases expand or escape. In the volcanic rocks, with just what if the gases they escape to the atmosphere, naturally in that voids or spaces are remain, and we call them the vesicles. So if a rock is having void or vesicles, empty spaces in them, that will be called the vesicular. Now the compositional terms that are used for igneous rocks, felsic rocks, once we say, means feldspar plus silica. That is the felsic, means 50 to, or you can say 55 to 70% silica, K feldspar, 1/3 of feldspar present. That will be light colored silicate minerals, and that are in the continental crust. Once we use the term intermediate, means between felsic and mafic, here the silica content will be from 55 to 65%. Plagioclase dominate, 2/3 of the feldspar present. Na-rich plagioclase predominant over Ca-rich plagioclase. This is the character of these intermediate rocks. And third is your mafic. Mafic means magnesium plus iron, ferric iron. The silica content naturally will reduce, that will be from 45 to 50%. That will be Ca-rich plagioclase dominant, right? Dark silicate minerals, that is the character of the oceanic crust. Mafic, means is a mafic rock means a gabbro, basalt, such rocks will be. And the fourth category is your ultramafic. Ultra means when mafic minerals are more than 90%, means the mafic minerals they are more than 90%, naturally the silica content will be less than 45%. Few or no feldspars, and they are mantle derived. Now ultramafic, all ultramafic rocks are ultra basic, but all ultra basic rocks are not ultramafic. You try to understand this. Once we say ultramafic, means the rock is having more than 90% mafic minerals, and naturally once they have more than 90% mafic minerals, silica content will be less than 45%. Right? But vice versa is not true. Say for nepheline cyanide. Nepheline cyanide has silica content less than 45%, but it doesn't have any mafic minerals. So that is the difference between these characters. So this is what you say, the different rock types, the compositional terms that are used. Earlier we just discussed the textural terms for the rocks. Now the classification of your rocks on these two combination, the composition and the your textural terms. Say for example, your rock, once we say felsic, composition felsic, and having the ferritic means coarse grain size, the rock may be a granite, maybe cyanite, maybe monzonite. Once we say aphanitic, means the grains cannot be seen with naked eyes, but it is felsic in composition. The rock is rhyolite, maybe trachyte, maybe latite. The color index means percent of dark minerals will naturally be below 20% overall if you see in this. Now the second category means with the intermediate rocks. Intermediate rocks having the phenolitic texture. The rocks can be of granite, diorite, right? Same if they are having intermediate and if they are fine grain size, then rock can be dacite and andesite. Naturally, relatively, the color index will be from 20 to 25%. The third category, that is your mafic, means if the rock is phenolitic, then it will be gabbro. If it is aphanitic, that will be your basalt. And naturally color index is 50% almost. Means in that rock 50% are your dark minerals and 50% are your felsic minerals. And the next ultramafic rocks, right, having phenolitic texture, that is a peridotite. Now a rock, though it is not mentioned here, but an ultramafic and having the aphanitic texture, for example, that will be a cometite. So that rock is cometite. Only volcanic ultramafic rock, that is cometite, and naturally the color index will be more than 90%, but it is here 95%. So likewise, if you take these things into consideration, and you can see in the other diagrams also, you can have, there will be a gradational change in texture and the mineral composition, and that we understand why the different, you know that igneous rocks are named on the basis of the texture and mineral composition. So this is the, you can say that for systematic study, these classifications of your rocks. Now in this diagram you can take this, we already discussed in our lectures that the different compositional fields, classification of phenolitic igneous rocks, taking a QAP diagram, right? So this is the, this if you take it seriously, this is easy to understand also. The textural terms, because we are focused today in this class on the textural terms, that is a phenolitic, aphanitic, porphyritic, fragmental, pegmatitic, glassy and vesicular. Once again, I repeat, phenolitic or phenorites, in general we call the category of igneous rocks phenorites, in which the rocks are in a crystal state and those crystals can be visualized or can be seen, can be identified with naked eyes. That rocks will be phenorites or phenorite, having the phenolitic texture. And the different rock names you can give of all plutonic rocks: granite, granodiorite, cyanide, diorite, gabbro, nepheline cyanide. All such rocks, they have the phenorites in the category of phenorites or the having the phenolitic texture. The aphanitic texture, naturally the rock is in crystalline state, but the grains is too small to be seen with naked eye, means they need the help, we need the help of microscope. We can identify the crystalline state in the microscope, and that will be called aphanitic. And almost all your volcanic rocks, say rhyolite, dacite, trachyte, andesite, basalt, they are all your in the category of aphanitic rocks. The third, that porphyritic means that rock will have at least two sizes of the grains. Naturally, that magma has crystallized at two different depths and resulted into different grain size, and we can add, depending upon the composition, the term porphyritic, or we can prefix before the name of that rock. Say porphyritic granite means it is having the composition of the granite, but the textural difference is there. Similarly, porphyritic, you can say gabbro. The nature is same, porphyritic texture, but the mineral composition is different, and the composition is that of the gabbro. Now the fragmental texture, that is rare, but it is of your volcanic breccia, tuff, welded tuff, all these things, because when there is a violent volcanism, there is ejection of the fragments, and these fragments get embedded or sediment compacted in cementing material or glassy material, and the rock that are called the pyroclastics. Once we say the textural term as the pegmatitic or the rocks of pegmatitic composition, means such igneous rocks are having extremely grain size, and that ranges from 10 centimeters to, and these rocks have very slowly cooled, right? Then the glassy is just opposite of it, means the rock is extremely, you can say, the non-crystalline and having zero grain size, and that has cooled rapidly. Third, that is the vesicular. Vesicular means very, the rock is having empty or wide spaces that are called the vesicles, and that are due to that the gases which are present during crystallization in a magma or lava, they get escaped to the atmosphere. That is lava basically, when it is near the surface or on the surface, and the gases escape to the atmosphere, and these empty spaces they are called the vesicles. If they are present, that rock will be called vesicular, and it is common in your basalts that called the vesicular basalt category. So this was regarding these different rock. This is a textural classification. You can see on that basis classify these rocks. Thank you very much. We'll take some other topic in our next video. Thank you very much. Have a good day.